important that I get the handout first. So, well, today, inshallah, we'll be discussing Surah Al Jumu'ah, the meaning of Surah Al Jumu'ah, obviously. And the main topic, Allah Azza wa Jal is telling us, He told us Surah Tahrim, which is who people to avoid and how to keep your secrets, or how to learn and how to not to trust everybody. Then in Surah Al-Saff, Allah taught us that we have to be um, never be double-faced, double-standard, and how to obey the Prophet ﷺ, and how to be one unity. In Surah Al-Jum'ah, Allah Azza wa Jal telling us where you get your information from, where the teaching come from, and obviously from the Allah Azza wa Jal to His Prophet, and what's the job of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you'll be amazed that the job of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is far much more than teaching the Quran or the Sunnah. So in Surah, linked to the Surah Saf, as I said, to get trained by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From first verse 1, Allah Azza wa Jal telling us who's talking. Always Allah tell us, Allah Azza wa Jal is this, so listen, and He will be telling us what He wants us to learn. So He told us from verse 2 to 4 the jobs of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or job. 5 to 8 example of having a book only, and the proof that it doesn't work. If you only have one book and misuse the book or ignore the book. And in verse 9, Allah ends the surah by telling us about the importance of Friday prayer. And then you need to place it when you look into the job of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why we don't read the Quran, not go to Friday? Why we need to come to Friday? Why we need to come to 5 daily prayers? Why we need to come to education? And the jobs will be the 4 jobs of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be applied weekly by the one who is inheriting the teaching from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What's unique in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, here the first time Allah talk about the following generations who will follow the footstep of the Sahaba, and they are counted as they will never reach the stage of the Sahaba, because Allah used the word lamma yalhaqu bihim. Lamma, they will catch up with them, but they will not be exactly the same copy. So Sahaba is the one generation, and that's it. Just you have people very close to them, but they're not at that level. مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا. It's very, very strong example Allah gave us, that if you take care of a holy book from Allah Azza wa Jal, and you don't give it its due, you don't follow it, you don't respect, you don't know, and then Allah Azza wa Jal challenged the Jew that if you are, as you claim, guided by Allah Azza wa Jal, and you are the closest to Allah and His friends, awliya'ul inliyah, so wish to die. And there's another ayah similar, يود أحدهم لو يعمر ألف سنة وما هو بمزحزحه من العذاب لو يعمر. An ayah that one of them wished to live for 1,000 years, and that even if he lives it, it will not shift him away from the punishment of Allah. So the death, so the death you are running away from, it will meet you. You can't run away from death. And Allah is saying here, they will not wish to die. The Prophet ﷺ said, if they wish to die, they would have died and entered Jannah. And that's a test for them. They failed. They missed that chance. And this is the ayah, the death which you run away from, it's going to meet you. Don't worry. And Allah in this surah only mentioned the Friday prayer, that you must you must stop working, and you must go to recite the name of Allah and stop working. And when Salah finish, you go back to work. So we don't have a day off in Islam, like Jew, they don't work on Saturday, the Christians don't work on Sunday. We are not allowed to work only during the Friday prayer. And وإذا رأوا تجارة أو لهوا, نعم. Yeah, they chose to, but it's not a religious obligation. Some countries take the Friday off. That's right. They had difficulty now when they want to keep with the West, and the West is off Saturday and Sunday, and they're off Friday, so they're off 3 days. So they have difficulty how to cope with that. So here, when Friday khutbah was after the prayer, like Eid, they left the Prophet I'm talking and went to the caravan who came with the goods. So the Prophet changed. It became like the speech first and then the salah after, because all the Muslims have to be in that mosque on that time together to get the same meeting, the same education. And here, Allah also mentioned, قُلْ مَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ مِّنَ اللَّهْوِ وَمِنَ التِّجَارَةِ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الرَّازِقِينَ. It's better than, what Allah has is better than um, trade and enjoyment. There's a lot of hadith during we'll come to it inshallah when we talk about the meaning of the surah. So if you go to um, the surah, verse by verse, and here we are, Allah acknowledging us that He is the one who is talking to you, is the one who is everything in the heavens and earth, praise Him. When you say Subhanallah, you purify Allah from all defects, and you attribute to Him every good. So, sabbaha in the past, you sabbihu in the present time and in the future. So that you sabbihu carry on, meaning present and the future. So everything in the past, present, and the future praise Allah Azza wa Jal. ما في السماوات وما في الأرض, including the living and the minerals, the atoms and everything, whether they have intelligence or not, they praise Allah Azza wa Jal. Al-Malik, obviously you know Al-Malik, or Malik. Al-Malik the king, and Malik the owner. Malikul Mulk, the owner of the ownership. Everything could be owned by Allah Azza wa Jal. Al-Quddus, you know the meaning, the pure, the mighty, the holy, but the pure usually. نزل به روح القدس. Jibreel called Ruh al-Qudus because he is pure. Nothing pollutes him. So whatever came from Allah Azza wa Jal to Jibreel is exactly what he gave Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Nothing added and nothing deleted and nothing polluted it. If I tell you like Chinese whisper, if I tell you a whisper, by the time it gives back to me, it's completely different whisper. It's known. Everybody add to it or take away from it. Qudus is pure. Nothing pollutes him. And Allah Azza wa Jal was like this, and He's always Qudus. Al-Aziz, as we know, Al-Aziz has a three meaning. One is the most high, nobody can reach Him, and everybody need Him, and there's only one of Him. So you can't go to another God, and you can't go to his son, his family, his friends. You can't appeal against his ruling. لا معقب لحكمه. There's no appeal against his ruling. That's it. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد. He and his wife will be in hellfire because قل هو الله أحد. Nobody is going to save them. So the ayah comes, the surah after that to tell he is going to hellfire. Nobody is going to save him for 13 years until he died. He died after Badr. He never said La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. He could have said and made the ayah wrong. So because قل هو الله أحد. There's only one God and one ruling and no appeal to him. Whatever he decided, that's it. You can't appeal. Al-Hakim, the most wise. And then Allah Azza wa Jal telling us, هو الذي بعث في الأمين رسولا منهم. That's the meaning, the main subject of the surah. That you need to be one group, fight in one line, try yourself with jihad. إن الله يحب الذين يقاتلون في سبيله صفا. But you need education, you need motivation, you need training, you need purification. So the da'wah of Ibrahim, the Prophet ﷺ said, أنا دعوة Ibrahim, I'm the fulfillment of the prayer of Ibrahim. وابعث فيهم رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياتك ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة. What's the ayah, Ibrahim? Anybody can remember when he made the dua. وابعث فيهم رسولا من أنفسهم يتلو عليهم آياتك ويزكيهم Um, let me get it for you.
I think when Ibrahim alayhi salam does it, he does Alim al-Kitab first, and then it's changed.
Yeah,
Ibrahim
I'm
alayhi salam.
trying to get
يتلو عليهم آياتك
the Arabic.
ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة ويزكيهم.
Yeah, ويزكيهم كيم name end at the
The end,
end.
yeah, when Ibrahim alayhi salam does it.
ويزكيهم.
Oh, it's not from here. It's English.
It hasn't converted.
To give a da'wah to people.
I'm trying to get it for you from the. Yeah, this is the ayah. ربنا وابعث فيهم رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياتك ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة ويزكيهم. So Ibrahim asked Allah Azza wa Jal that the prophets come and purify them last. He said, send a messenger from among them, teach them your signs, and teach them the book and the wisdom and purify them. Allah accepted the da'wah, but he switched it around. So can you remember what was in Surah Al-Jumu'ah? Get it back for you. يتلو عليهم آياتك first. يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم second. And then ويعلمهم, teach them the book and the wisdom. So why is that? Why Allah switched it around?
Is it because to learn the book, you need to purify yourself first, so you're ready to study and to instruct in the scripture as well?
Where you taught in Sunday school by Dr. Ghannam by any chance?
Not for a while.
I think, yeah, I think probably I explained it. That's exactly right. Because the first you need to believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. You need the signs that Allah exists. You need somebody to show you who created this, who created that. Like my grandson yesterday, who created. He was on the phone. He phoned me. We were talking on the phone, and then I said, come home and come to our house. We'll teach you. Um, to show him the sign that nothing bring itself to existence, nothing creates itself by itself. Even Allah didn't create Himself. Allah is always there. So I need to show them the signs that Allah is there. And I show them there's this news item, Jupiter and Saturn will line in one line on Monday. And that phenomena become like brighter stars close to each other. They are not stars, they are planets. It happens once every 800 years. It will happen next Monday. The precise movement of the planets around our sun is so computed that one movement happens every 800 years. Amazing. I mean, the moon disappears once a month. Um, they ask why the moon disappears once a month. They used to ask us in the school in my in Syria. They used to tell us he goes to cash his wage. And some said no, they cut the moon into stars and they throw them in the heaven. But this is a phenomenon once a month. The moon will be invisible. But this phenomena every 800 years. الشمس والقمر بحسبان. The sun and the moon move with precise computed movement. Exactly, you go in the summer and autumn and spring, you see that the earth is now, you don't need even to look into the calendar. It must be in the winter now because now we can't see that star over the house. We have our neighbors' trees and house to point the stars. So they move, earth move and look into different parts of the sky. So you need somebody to show you the sign that Allah is the creator. And that's the first job of Prophet Muhammad and the Friday khutbah imam. This is why I want Friday. At least once a week, you must leave work, must come and attend the Friday khutbah. And many scholars, apart from Hanafi, they take that the khutbah is part of the salah. Hanafi is the only one who say you can catch any part of the salah and you've done Jumu'ah. While the other three scholars say no, you have to catch at least one rak'ah, and some say no, you have to catch part of the khutbah and the salah. But you have to come because you need somebody to show you the signs of Allah again and again and again. That's continuous every week. People get, they forget, they get busy with things, they're distracted by things, worried about things, anxious about things, sad about things. You need somebody to revive their belief, revive iman. يتلو عليهم آياته. And then purify them. Because if the board is full of rubbish, you can't write anything. Even if I write, you can't see. You need to clean it, white, pure. Now you can get uh, the writing on it. Now, Abu Dhar, he said to uh, he said to Abdul to I think not Bilal, another one, Abd, Ibn Sauda. He told him, "You are the son of the black Negro," something like this. And the Prophet ﷺ said that hadith, wrong hadith, that people have to stop being racist, otherwise Allah will make them as humiliated or destroyed or have no value as the Ju'al, the beetles which wrap the stools and push it to their head. So Abu Ayyub al-Ansari to get out, Abu Dhar al-Ghifari to get out the racism out of his mind and his existence, he sat on the floor and he put his head on the ground and he insisted on, I can't remember now, Bilal or another, Bilal, Habashi. He insisted that he stab on his face to get out this trait in him, the racism. Purifying the Sahaba took 23 years. Now you get somebody who's just 12 years old or 20 years old, he knows everything. And he is the head of this, head of that. You find many heads, they have never been purified. They have so many bad characters. They become even president of a big country. And they are top liars and they are top cheaters and things. No, no purification. So it's the job of the Prophet ﷺ is the second before teaching you the Quran, before teaching you the wisdom. If you take the hikmah is the Sunnah before he teaches you the Quran and the Sunnah. If you take the Kitab, it's everything written because the Prophet ﷺ said, "Utitu al-Quran wa mithlahu ma'ahu." I've been given the Quran and a similar education with it. لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ عَلَيْهِمْ. So the Sunnah is to explain the Quran. So if you take the Sunnah explaining the Quran, they become like al-Kitab, include the Quran and the Sunnah, and then wisdom, how to make use of all this. So you've known, you believed Allah exists, and um, you purified yourself. There's no cheating, no lying. And the whole surah of Al-Mumtahina is to teach one Sahabi, Ibn Abi Balta'a, that you can't go and commit treason. Hatib ibn Abi Balta'a, when he brought to the Qurayshis, he wasn't like stabbing the Prophet in the back or cheating to harm the Muslims, no, but he thought, he had an idea that, I might protect myself. No, that has to be taught. Allah sent a surah to teach him and all the Muslims. The same when they said, if we know what Allah wanted, we would have done it. And then Allah said, send the surah. يا الذين آمنوا لما تقولون ما لا تفعلون. Because he said, Allah يحب الذين يقاتلون في سبيله صفا. Okay, Allah loves you to fight. Oh, كتب عليكم القتال وهو كره لكم. Allah knows they don't like it. وتودون أن غير ذات الشوكة تكون لكم. You wanted the ayr, the caravan. You don't want Badr war. You want the caravan, the money, the goods and things. But here Allah Azza wa Jal said, Allah Azza wa Jal testing you, and then now you need to know what the Prophet is going to teach you. Obviously, the Prophet ﷺ over the 23 years, one of them is in the end of the surah here, that if he is talking, don't leave. وإذا كانوا معه على أمر جامع لم يذهبوا حتى يستأذنوك فأذن لمن شئت منهم. That if you are with them, with the Prophet ﷺ, you don't leave until you take permission and they have the right to say, no, you're not allowed to go. So when we used to go be with our teacher in Syria, we were sitting until he finishes and say, off you go. We don't just leave. Oh, I'm busy, I've got to make a phone call, I've got to write an email. No, that time is for my teacher to teach me. I'm with him. I'm not going to leave. وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابِ. You need someone to teach you the book. It's amazing. I mean, to prepare for today, I was talking to my son that I've seen, um, I've listened to three lessons on Surah Al-Jumu'ah from Nabilsi and from Ahmad Abdul Mun'im and from Maghamsi. And I read about the tafsir in the three, I have the seven tafsir. I read the three of them, Qurtubi and Ibn Kathir and Sadi. And I've been taught as well by my teacher. So you just need to, somebody who put time. I mean, somebody go and put time and learn medicine, and you go to him and get prescription. Somebody put time and learn economy, you go and learn from him. Sometimes put time and effort to learn pharmacy, you go and buy drugs from him. So the same in religion. You need somebody who have put the time and effort and learned, and then you go and learn from him. Well, hikmah, if you take kitab is the Quran and Sunnah, then al-hikmah become the wisdom. The wisdom is extremely important because it's gift from Allah Azza wa Jal. And you teach them what to do, what time you do it, with who, and you do what's need to be done in the right way, to the right person, in the right manner. There's so many things. I mean, I was once asked to be a doctor supervising a competition, snooker competition, but they want the doctor to make sure that they were well at the beginning, remained well to the end. So while they were playing, and they were playing in a pub, people drinking things, and I thought to make them advantage of the time, I start talking to them about Islam, to the people standing by, half drunk and get silly answers and say, shut your mouth and just do the job you're supposed to do. So don't go to the pub to invite people to Islam. And you don't go to somebody angry and try to invite them. You don't go to somebody who's really terribly sad. And I was taught a lesson from the first day. Don't talk to your patients, to your clients, because one of my bipolar patients, manic, he went, bought a book on Islam I've never seen, and he went and complained against me. He gave me the book to convert me to Islam. And and obviously I'm a Muslim and I'm known to be active in Islam. So my obviously me, my boss and trust know that that's stupid from him. Just never happened. But he did it. Imagine if I said something to him. A lady here in Solihull also went and complained that I said to her, you should be feeling very lucky because you are in a rich country, you can find food and drink and things. You should be depressed and kill yourself because people in Somalia and Ethiopia are dying from hunger. It might come to your mind to say it, but you don't say it. I don't say but the textbook, what the textbook say, because I'm qualified to teach, to treat according to that textbook. So I won't bring into any conversation any like this. So how they discovered that she was making it up? She said, I made her wait for 40 minutes before I saw her. And they went back. When they come, she didn't know that on arrival, they clock her in on the computer. And when she sees me, I clock her straight that I'm seeing her. And I saw her 4 minutes before her appointment. And she they said 40 minutes. So lie after lie after lie, they said everything is lie. Said, don't worry. And off you go. Another one went and complained to the trust that I didn't actually offer her admission and she needed admission. What happened? She broke her knee. She was on holiday in Llandudno from Manchester. And I said, you need admission. We can't let you go. You have to have this repaired and things. No, 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 no. I will go to hospital in my house in Manchester so my family visit me and things. So she went. And a week or two, no, a month later, my boss called me. He said, this lady complained that you should have admitted her. You better contact your medical defense union and your British Medical Association and prepare a case and things like that. I said, I don't need to contact anybody. You just need to, everything we write on the card, I said to him, you just need to send the card to the other side. So he turned the card and he read offered admission, patient declined admission because she wants to be in Manchester near family. I said, okay, okay. He said, don't worry, off you go. So, so you need obviously wisdom when to talk to people. And many people actually lost their jobs because they have no wisdom. So, وآتيناه الحكم صبية or الحكمة صبية. That تؤتي الحكمة من تشاء. You give wisdom whoever you wish it, you wish. ومن يؤتى الحكمة, whoever given wisdom, فقد أوتي خيرا كثيرا. Whoever given wisdom is given a lot of goodness. The being a wise, and wisdom doesn't come from you. You develop wisdom. It comes from a lot of education, a lot of training, and a teacher who knows to teach you the wisdom. When we were in Syria, my teacher was known to be really very wise, and in 1980, 81 or 82, the president's brother, Rifat Assad, he was the head of, they call it like a Republican Guard or something like this. And they like a state inside a state. And he sent them inside Damascus. Every lady with a head cover, headscarf, removed it from her head. So what I'm going to do, and that I've done it in the morning. My teacher took a group of scholars, all the top scholars in Damascus, and he went to see um, Hafiz Assad, the president. So he saw him, 6 o'clock. Hafiz Assad came on the television and he spoke that that wasn't an order from me, that was a mistake and shouldn't happen, and blah blah blah, and problem solved. Problem solved. So wisdom, you need to go. Like when remember when they tweeted and retweeted in Solihull 2 years ago, Robinson's tweet, and passed by Jeff Pott and another lady. We wrote straight away an email to the leader of the council, um, the leaders of all the political parties, and we said we want an explanation. What you are going to do about it, and we want to meet with you. So we straight away had answers, and they arranged to meet us, all of them, the Green Party, the them, and Labour, and Conservative. And you went with me in one of them, and I took brothers with me and sisters, and we met all of them, and they all promised that I will look into it, they will be fair and this and this, and problem solved. And the guys banned from all the committees and from all this and all that. They needed him to come back because the next election they will lose the control of the council. So, but on that moment, while another guy came, Omar, whatever his name, with the placard outside and insulting everybody. Didn't solve much. Didn't solve much. The same when we had the RSE, we arranged to meet straight away. The head of education arranged to meet straight away the MP, and she spoke to the head of the Minister of Education, and we met with the head of education and the lady main interest in the RSE, and things moved smoothly. The other guys stood 3 months outside the school and they were banned by court from stealing. This is difference, wisdom. You need to learn the wisdom. Ask Allah to give you wisdom, and it is a gift from Allah. But need both. Need a lot of work, and you need a prophet or scholars teach on his behalf. So it's not only the Quran. This surah came to say that you really need this every week, every week. And if you don't, you will be like those who so يزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين وآخرين منهم. So the teaching of the Prophet will continue through obviously the Quran and Sunnah, but through the scholars who inherit from him. العلماء ورثة الأنبياء. Scholars are the inheritance of prophets. So if you don't have a teacher inherited from the Prophet, then where are you? You'll be on a loss. One of the things I showed the study sake, I think some of you must have seen it, my spiritual teachers, my education teachers to the Prophet ﷺ. It's not like, I'm coming from nowhere, I read a couple of books and came. No, my teacher there, who was taught by his teacher, was taught by his teacher, and goes up to the Prophet ﷺ. And subhanAllah has moved from country to different countries. They say the right teacher is so and so, go and be with him. Like Salman Farisi, when he left from um, priest to priest to priest, till the last one said to him, no more dictator like me, you need to go and wait for the Prophet coming, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he went to Medina. So this is this وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم. Now some people say آخرين منهم, the tabi'in and tabi'ut tabi'in, the next generation to the Sahaba and the one after that. And some scholars said no, that could be to the day of judgment, all generations to the day of judgment, they will benefit from that teaching of the Prophet ﷺ and his inheritance. And when the ayah came, they asked the Prophet ﷺ, they said, what did that mean? Who Allah meant? لما يلحقوا بهم might say that they are going to catch up with them, but they wouldn't reach that level, as I said earlier, but they will be on the way. And the Prophet ﷺ, the third time, Salman al-Farsi was next to him, and he put his hand on Salman. He said, from these people who, if knowledge is, if believe Iman in the Thuraya, the farthest star, they will go and get it. So that's really good news for non-Arab. And some say it is for non-Arab as well. But because of the hadith, it shifted. And this is why you get a lot of scholars, top scholars like Bukhari, Muslim, most of the Abu Hanifa, most of the collectors of the hadith were non-Arab. And they came from. So Allah will send the religion to all mankind. And this hadith this ayah could be also non-Arab. Now, came to the Arab, they have access to the Quran, it will move to non-Arab. I was talking to Marwan earlier. SubhanAllah, now most countries who are officially carrying Islam really high is Turkey and Libya and Pakistan. Imran Khan spoke really well about many issues, and he met with the Turkish president, and they're trying to form like alliance. And while none of the Arab came and said no, they are attacking Turkey like attacking more than attacking Israel now. You go and listen to Egypt and Syria, and now Sudan joined the gang, and Morocco. So, so Arab forget it. So many of them actually damaging Islam more than um, even the West. وهو العزيز الحكيم. Again, he's the most exalted in might. He's the only one everybody needs him. He doesn't need anybody, and he's the one of his kind. Al Hakim, the most wise. Al Hakim always Allah used it many, many times. Everything comes from Allah with wisdom. And the coronavirus is so full of wisdom from Allah. Amazing. Subhanallah, I mean, like a year now. It appeared in December last year in Wuhan, in China. Now we are December. We still know there's little light at the end of that tunnel, little light at the end of that tunnel. And then they're saying could be a lockdown, the third lockdown could come after Christmas. Now there's no Christmas in Germany till middle of January. Now they're saying, it's going to flare here, flare there, no schools after this. They will stay at home for a week. So, and Allah, they're targeting certain type of people, Muslims and non-Muslims. I mean, like Allah is shaking them, Muslims who are claiming to be Muslims, or they are weak Muslims, or they are busy with their life, they drop out very easily. I mean, I looked into Friday prayer, just much less than before the second lockdown. Used to get 75, 80. Now we're getting, in the first lot there were 30, 53 booked, and the second lot were only 30. I think we'll get you the figure, because we get the figure here in the app. 49 booked the first Friday and 25 the second. So why before we actually stopped people coming because we hit the 75, and then we said no, we can't get any more. We booked 60, but we allow 15 to come. So where are they? Where are they? Are you losing out because this virus is Allah using it to test people? ذلك الفضل يؤتيه ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء. So fadl this, to get that teaching to that level, know all about Allah Azza wa Jal, His signs, His creation, His rules, His system. Purify yourself. Purify yourself has to start before any education. You get people arrogant, you get people uninterested, you get people careless, you get people lies, people cheat, people do all sorts of things. That has to go out. Like this, in the past, the teachers who take somebody as murid, it was like applying for NASA to go to the outer space. Just you need a lot of tests and things. And this murid said, I want to be a murid, I want to be a murid. And his sheikh said, still too early. No, I really need to be murid because you entered the khalwa and things, and they gave him tasks to do zikr and whatever. Said, okay, come tomorrow. I need you to do this job and see what happened. And he came. He went the teacher to teach him the holy name of Allah, Ismullah al-Azam. And when you call him, he will never let you down. He said, okay, come tomorrow. I'll have a job for you. He came the next day. He gave him a box. He said, take this box to the so-and-so village and give him so-and-so person. So he took the box, and on the way, there's some movement in the box. And he was curious, wanted to see what's in the box. He opened the box. There were a mouse. The mouse ran away. So he couldn't get, and and he came back to the teacher. You gave me a mouse. You take to your friend and sarcastic on me. You're not a. He said, I couldn't trust you in a mouse. How would I trust you with the holy name of Allah? You need really a lot of purifying. So we used when I was in Asia, we didn't do that in Sunday school. When I was in Asia, we used to go on Friday for the day off, and we were going to dig the land for my sheikh, my teacher. He has a farm. We used to go and weed out and things and cut the things and collect things. Yeah, you want to go? Come. Don't want to go? Don't go. But then the purification we went through this, it's amazing. Then after the dars, after the teaching, like Friday, well, he was building the institute, the Abu Nur Institute. He used to say, "Oh, we need 10 of you to go and carry the blocks from the first floor to the second floor." So I'm teacher, I'm student, I'm doctor, I'm this. And, oh, the teacher said, "You need to go." So this is played wonder with us. Just come, any job we will do. It's not, I'm a doctor, I'm a psychiatrist, I'm a businessman, I'm this. No, it has to be done. Nobody is able to do it. Like, we've been doing this Sunday school and teaching and a lot of work and dawah and politician and things. And then we had some hiccup in the association. Then one of the brothers said, "Oh, we really admire you. You've been doing a lot of putting the prayer mats out for Friday. You've done marvelous job. Every Friday you put the prayer mat out." He didn't see all the work in the Sunday school. He didn't see the work in the education. He saw putting the prayer mats out. Um, Probably for him, he shouldn't see it because he would take it as belittling. Sha'rawi felt at once that he's really very important things, and he went to one of the mosques and was cleaning the toilet. And somebody saw him, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "I saw myself so important, so because I want to bring myself down." But he said also, he went to a mosque and he found that the head of the mosque was cleaning the mosque. He said, "We don't want to employ you. We're giving you big wage to clean the mosque." No, because that could be done by anybody. But to teach, educate, train, not everybody can do it. That's why we don't do like the cleaning and things, but we're happy to do it. Why? Because we train. Do this, do that. So, um, ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء. It's bounty from Allah. Allah He gives it to whoever He wishes. The the poor Muslims came to the Prophet ﷺ and they said, ذهب أهل الدثور بالأجور. The rich people got all the rewards because they spend the money, we don't have the money. They go to Hajj, we don't have the Hajj. They free slaves, we don't have money, free slaves. They do all sorts of charity, they get rewards. So the Prophet ﷺ said, shall I teach you something you do and you'll be ahead of them? Said why? Said, after every salah, you say Subhanallah 33 times, Alhamdulillah 33 times, Allahu Akbar 33 times. And there's another narration by the end you say La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu yuhyi wa yumiitu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. So we'll be ahead of them. Then they went and they came back a few weeks later. They said they heard your advice and they're doing it as well. So they're doing it as well. He said, ذلك فضل الله. That's what Allah Azza wa Jal wants to give them a bit extra. It's the decision from Allah Azza wa Jal. Ask Allah Azza wa Jal. Then I'll finish the lesson today, inshallah, by this is, don't be or become like those who took upon their shoulders to control or keep and preserve the Torah and learn it and apply it and never did. Yeah, they never did. They never ثم لم يحملوها, as if they were donkeys carrying books on their back. They don't know what's in it, how important. These books will pass you medical school, you become a doctor, you become an engineer, you become a solicitor. A donkey never read the book, he's not interested, he doesn't know what's in it. Are you Muslim? Yes. Oh, we have 10 Qurans at home. Sometimes they put the Quran in a box, gold box, small Quran written very small. How many you know from it? Like somebody introduced himself, I told you last week, the week up before, he introduced himself to me in Wolverhampton as Mufti. Mufti, the one who goes in depth into the Quran and Sunnah and Fiqh books and get an answer to you on subject which never existed before, like Corona. Are you allowed to pray apart? Some people came, oh no, we Muslims will stick together, have to be together, fill the gap, Shaitan will be there. Let Shaitan pray, it's okay. Why are you worried about Shaitan? You need somebody to have knowledge, say, yes, you can, you have to. Because نفر من قدر الله إلى قدر الله. We run away from this qadar, law of Allah, to another qadar of Allah. Distance, face mask. ثم لم يحملوها مثل الحين مثل بئس مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآيات الله. That's the worst people who denied the signs of Allah Azza wa Jal because they didn't take the Torah because they don't want to contradict their own behavior. It's like somebody from America went to Kuwait and they gave him a book, the Quran. He said, oh, this book, I need to read. So he went and read the Quran and came back and said, where is the second volume? There's no second volume. He said, there must be. There's no second volume. Said, because you must be following the second volume because you're not following the first volume. There must be another volume you follow. So can you show me where? So obviously, when we are giving, subhanAllah, many of the Muslims giving bad example, like Allah gave us an example. Don't. ولقد عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان ظلوما جهولا. Allah offered the responsibility to عرض الأمانة على السماوات والأرض, heavens and earth and mountains, how big, how strong they are, and they refuse. No, we don't want to take any amana. Just ask us what to do, we'll do it straight away. I'll trust you this 1,000 pounds. Yes, I will keep it. Don't worry, I will give it back to you. Don't worry, it will be safe. And it's not when you take the amana, when you give the amana. Yes, I'm a Muslim. This is why they said if you become Muslim and you apostate to reject Islam, there will be death penalty. I said, why the death penalty? It's not actually to kill you if you leave Islam. To stop you become Muslim until you're really prepared to be truthful, trustworthy, hardworking, believing truly, don't lie, don't miss this, don't kill, don't steal, don't. If you can't do it, don't enter Islam. Rabbi Vink here told me, he said they have to reject a person 7 times to become a Jew. To do this, somebody wants to convert, you have to come say, no, go and do this first and do that. So the Murtad, like لا يحل دم امرئ مسلم إلا بثلاثة سيب الزاني والنفس بالنفس والتارك لدينه المفارق للجماعة. That there is a sentence to kill him. Obviously, there's many narration of Aisha, he turned back to fight the Muslims. يحارب الله ورسوله. So he's become a fighter against Islam. So he left Islam, go. But to leave Islam and come back and fight, then yes, he has priority to stop him. So بئس مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآيات الله والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. ظالمين in Arabic, obviously, here they say they do wrongs. Actually, ظالمين, they are very unjust. They commit injustice even against themselves. So Surah Al-Jumu'ah is 2 portions. The first part of it, who is teaching you Islam? Or what beside Islam? What's beside the Quran and Sunnah? Who is purifying you? Who? Because unless somebody believes in Allah Azza wa Jalla, is not going to benefit from the Quran. How would you teach somebody the Quran and he doesn't believe in Allah? سنصرف عن آياتنا الذين يستكبرون في الأرض. Allah will not allow him access to the Quran because he is arrogant. Allah will not allow him. إن الله لا يهدي القوم فاسقين. إن الله لا يهدي القوم ظالمين الله لا يهدي من يضل. There's a type, a group of people Allah will never guide them. So don't even start with them. They shouldn't. الأعراب أشد كفرا ونفاقا وأجدر لا يعلم حدود ما أنزل الله على رسوله. That Allah Azza wa Jalla said in the Quran, some Arab, the Bedouin, they just learn few words and they think they know it all. And Allah Azza wa Jalla said they should have never been taught a word. A word they shouldn't be taught unless they believe first in Allah correctly. And um, Talha ibn Ubaidillah, he lost his hand in Uhud defending the Prophet ﷺ. So he was teaching, and somebody came and said, I like your teaching, but I'm a bit worried about you lost your hand. He lost his left hand. And he said, Subhanallah, Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned the Quran, Arabu shaddu kufrum wa nisaqan. First, you should have asked, where is my hand, how I lost my hand. He took it straight away that he stole something, they cut his hand. And first, they cut the right hand, not the right hand, not the left. Secondly, there's a story behind it. So he said, Subhanallah, that's why Allah said, Allah Arabu ashaddu kufran wa nifaqan. So if somebody doesn't have the belief in Allah Azza wa Jal, don't even start teaching him the Quran or Sunnah. See, believe in Allah Azza wa Jal, purify him first. Yes, you're ready now. So probably you need to give him a box with a mouse in it. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك اللهم اجعل اجتماعنا هذا اجتماعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما. May Allah bless our meeting and protect us after leaving here. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم العصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Sorry we started late because we missed the program. So inshallah we'll continue Surah Al-Jumu'ah. I had actually a phone call from somebody who probably missing it, but I didn't have time to answer him. He was waiting the lesson. So we'll finish next week, inshallah. Sallallahu